A bill passed in St. Paul today allowing free college tuition for some students. It's called the North Star Promise Program, allowing residents whose families earn less than $80,000 a year to get free tuition to public colleges in Minnesota. That would start in the 24-25 school year. Qualifying students would have to attend a 2- or 4-year school in either the University of Minnesota or Minnesota State systems or a tribal college. Private college tuition would not be covered. The governor plans to sign it into law.